Thank you everyone for, thank you for your patience. I was trying to get connected to the internet. So thank you, and welcome to our joint city council, City of Soledad Joint City Council Successor Agency Housing Authority and Successor Housing Agency regular meeting of December 3rd, 2025. Thank you again for joining us today. At this time, let me make sure we call this meeting to order at 6:06. I think that's wrong. Mine says 6:03. Yeah, 6:03. So we'll call this meeting to order at 6:03. So thank you, everyone. And before I do that, just as always, just a couple of announcements. Thank you again for those that are joining us here in our chamber, and thank you for those that are joining us also via Zoom. As always, your participation is critical to this process, so it's really important that you're here. Those that are also joining us via our YouTube channel, thank you. Thank you for that. Just a couple of reminders for the public that wants to join us today and make public comments. There's a couple of ways that you can participate. You can join us here in our council chambers, but you can also join in if you want to make any public comments. You can join our Zoom, and for today's meeting, we have our meeting ID, which is on the agenda, but it's also, I'll read it out loud. It's 876-9978-4458. In case don't have access to a computer or iPhone or phone, you can also call via telephone. That number is 1-669-900-6833. And this telephone number always stays the same, which is great. Again, this meeting is also being streamed on our YouTube channel. So just as a note, please do not make comments here because those will not be made part of the record. If you want to make sure that your comment is made part of the record, you have to make sure you join us via Zoom, or you join us here, or you call via telephone as well. And as always, we do have a translator that's available as part of these meetings. So with that, I will ask our city clerk if we could please do roll call. But before we do roll call, we do have one of our council members that is joining us via Zoom, and I will hand it over to our city attorney.
Yes, we've had a request by council member Cabrera to Cabrera to join the meeting by remote participation, which he's allowed to do pursuant to Government Code Section 54953. This is actually the last time we'll be using this process because the process is going to change as of January 1. But for this evening's purposes, the way that it works is that the council member is supposed to notify the city of his desire to participate remotely and his just cause for the same. And I can state for the record that we did receive notice last night around 7 o'clock that council member Cabrera was not feeling well, thought that he might have a contagious illness that prevented his in-person attendance. And under the law, that is just cause for remote participation. Since there was no time to modify the agenda and so forth based on this representation, the procedure is that we need a motion to accept Councilmember Caldera's just cause excuse for wanting to participate remotely. And then that also approval of that motion will allow him then to join the meeting and participate remotely. I will indicate to Councilmember Cabrera that the law requires you to stay on camera, although obviously you could take a break if you need to. And also that you need to declare if there's anybody in the room with you during your participation that's 18 years or older. I don't make this up. Somebody else did. So in any event, so if the council is so inclined, we just need a motion to accept the just cause excuse to participate remotely, and then a second and a vote.
Council will entertain a motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor. And so all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so motion carries.
Right. And I'll one last thing that I will note is that because we do have somebody participating remotely, that all votes this evening will have to be by roll call. We won't have the typical voting process.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay, and then Diego, can you make Councilmember Cabrera a panelist so he can have his camera on? Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yes.
Oh,
Here?
Fernando Cabrera,
here.
Councilmember Fernando Salvo Sanchez,
Here.
Here.
Councilmember Beth Caldera,
Here.
Okay, with that, then we'll move on to our next item on our agenda, and we have our Pledge of Allegiance. And if you can please stand with me and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, and if I can have our Councilmember Salvo Sanchez please lead us in our pledge.
Sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
And through the chair, just want to confirm that nobody is with me in the room that I am, and yeah, nobody else except me.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for that confirmation. We forgot to do that. Yeah, thank you for that. Okay, so we'll move on to our next item on our agenda. And at this time, we have public comment. So at this time, any member of the public may address the council on items that are not appearing on the agenda, but are items of interest to and within the jurisdiction of the council. Speakers will have a limited of 3 minutes. If you can please be brief and to the point. And just as a reminder to the public, and those that are joining us also via Zoom, if you can please use your raise hand feature at the bottom of your screen so we can recognize you. Again, we ask both the public and the council to maintain decorum during the public comment portion. When making public comments, please refrain from making personal attacks or any derogatory comments. When the speaker has the floor, please do not interrupt and allow them to finish speaking. Please do not respond or proceed to speak unless you have been recognized by the chair, and that goes both for our audience and also for our council. And for council members, I just want to make sure we adhere to the decorum policies that we have set forth in our city council rules and policies. For the council, just as a reminder, I do want to make sure that I do state that having sidebar conversations at the dais or passing written notes, please be cautious about doing that as council member communications during meetings, especially when we're up in the dais, should be made out loud. And this is clearly stated in our council policies on page 13. So let's just make sure that we adhere to those policies. So at this time, before I take it out to the public and before I take it, before we go out to the public, I just want to make sure if we have, did we get any written communications? No? Okay, perfect. And I do have a public comment card, although we don't typically use it, but we did have one. So thank you so much. So I will use a public comment card that was completed today. So Vanessa Velasquez, if you want to come up to the dais.
Good evening. My public comment was going to be about, I heard that there's talk about making a calendar for 2026. And I wanted to see if we could get the Liberty Chapel's Harvest Festival added onto the calendar or even have just a conversation about that. And whenever that happens, I will not be able to attend next city council meeting on the 17th. So I wanted to make that note today. But there, you do have my contact information to get a hold of me. And if you'd like to have a conversation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Vanessa, I'll be following up.
Thank you. Okay, with that, anyone else that's here in the dais, if you'd like to, any other public comments from those that are joining us here in our, those that are joining us here in our council chambers? Okay, you want to come up to the podium?
Hello, good evening, Mayor, council members, and community partners. My name is Karen, and I'm the owner of Cruz de Madera Taproom here in Soledad. So thank you for giving me a moment to speak about the work we're doing and the ways we hope to continue to enrich our community. Cruz de Madera is more than a taproom. It's a gathering place created with the spirit of Soledad at its heart, We specialize in offering a rotating selection of quality craft beer, local wine, and family-friendly events that bring people of all ages together. From day one, our goal was to build a welcoming space where neighbors can relax, connect, and celebrate. We're quickly become a spot where residents can enjoy live music, theme nights, great food, and social gatherings that support both local small businesses and local talent. We're proud to say that every event we host is driven by community partnerships because we believe that when small businesses drive together, the whole city benefits. This December, we're excited to launch a series of events designed to spread holiday cheer and strengthen the ties across Soledad. Our signature event this December is Christmas at Cruz de Madera Taproom, running from December 8th through December 20th. We're inviting local businesses, organizations, associations, nonprofits, sports clubs, and car clubs to bring in a Christmas tree and decorate it in a way that represents who they are. They'll be displayed in our backyard for the entire community to enjoy. If you're interested in participating, please visit the Soledad Chamber website or email info@soledadchamber.com. This event isn't just free, it's festive. It creates visibility to local groups, encourages residents to engage with organizations they may not yet know, and builds a warm sense of unity as we head into the holiday season. Also, the opportunity to donate a tree to a family in need will be available. Alongside the Christmas tree showcase, we'll also be hosting holiday theme events. Join us this Saturday for a holiday season kickoff after the 39th annual Christmas tree celebration in Soledad, California. For more holiday fun, great beer, hot dogs, hot drinks, family fun, and holiday movies. Brunch with Grinch is this Sunday from December 7th from 9 to 1 p.m. Brunch with Santa would be the Sunday, December 14th from 9 to 1 p.m. And last but not least, our Posada celebration on Saturday, December 20th. We aim to bring people together in a joyful, accessible way while continuing to support the economic and cultural growth of our city. For event details, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, at Cruz de Madera Taproom, or visit our website, or visit our venue, at 148 Main Street in Soledad. Cruz de Madera Taproom is committed to bringing a positive presence in Soledad, not only as a business, but as a business partner. We look forward to welcoming more residents, collaborating with more organizations, and contributing to vibrant community life as we're all building together. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you this December. Cheers and to a strong, connected Soledad. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else that's here in our chambers? Okay, no one else from our chambers? This is a time, if you want to make a public comment, this is a time because I'm not going to open it up again for public comments. So just want to be clear, if you want to make a public comment, this is a time to do so. Okay, so let me take it out then. Sorry. I just want to make sure. I see some people in the back, so I just want to make sure that if you want to make a public comment, you make it at this time. So let me go out to those that are joining us via Zoom. If there is anyone that wants to make a public comment, please raise your hand so you can be recognized. Okay, and I see no hands raised. Diego, can you just verify that? I just want to make sure there's none. Okay, perfect. I don't see any either. Okay, so then at this time, we are going to close the public comment period. Thank you, everyone, for those public comments. Much appreciated, and thank you for being here with us. So we will move on then to our next item of business. And at this time, we will move to our youth council presentations. So if we have Cindy and Meryl and Giovanni. Thank you for being here. So I'll turn the floor over to you for your presentation.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. My name is Cindy Alcaraz, and I'm joined by
and Giovanni Bravo.
And we are proud to represent the Soledad Youth Council tonight to provide a formal update on our recent progress and dedication for the year ahead. Since our last appearance, the Council has focused on refining our goals and moving forward with a streamlined set of impactful priorities. Our primary initiative this year is street safety, with a focus on identifying and addressing faded crosswalks and road markings across the city. We believe this effort will improve both pedestrian and driver awareness, especially around schools and parks. Council members have already begun conducting site observations to compile a priority list of locations in need of attention. We look forward to sharing this with city staff, and we can continue shaping this project.
To expand our understanding and identify meaningful ways to contribute, we have met with the Soledad Police Department on December 1st to discuss traffic safety, pedestrian visibility, and potential educational outreach, and how we can further collaborate and further expand our safety campaign. In addition, this initiative, the Youth Council is planning a community outreach to visit Eden Valley Care Center on December 14th, where members will lead a holiday arts activity with the residents. This project gives us the opportunity to connect across generations and bring joy to our senior community during the holiday season.
With that being said, we are also fundraising our projects and future engagement efforts. During the Soledad Christmas Parade on December 6th, we'll host a booth selling edible holiday crafts. Proceeds will help cover supplies for our outreach and community projects this year. We're grateful for continued support of the PD, and we're proud of the collaboration and dedication our members have shown. We look forward to updating you again soon as we continue to build momentum and serve the community of Soledad. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Let me open it up to the council to see if there's any questions, and I'll start with Councilwoman Briones.
You guys, thank you so much for your drive, your action, and just spearing ahead all the students. And I thank you for doing the work. It's a lot, and I appreciate your guys' time. It's the drive that inspires everyone, inspires me, and the next generation. So thank you. But no questions with the report.
Thank you. Councilmember Anselmo Sanchez.
Yeah, again, also echoing, thank you so much. You said that your focus is on cross streets. Can you street safety? Can you talk a little bit more about that and like what that entails?
Yeah, so our street safety is based on to ensure the safety within our community, our students, our parents, everyone in this community, to ensure that whenever they walk, they feel safe, they feel protected. If they're walking, if they're biking, that they are protected wherever they are at.
Is there any specific things that you're looking at?
We're looking at street lanes, we're looking at lighting, we're looking at if there's places that have had some type of accident, and we're seeing how we can improve those different aspects.
Great, thank you. I'm bringing it up because I noticed driving around town when people are crossing the street and using a marked crosswalk, people don't wait until the person's finished on the opposite side. And I know I've mentioned this before at another council meeting, but just a reminder for the public that it is the law that you need to wait until the person has fully crossed to the other side. Even if they made it through your section where you're driving, you need to wait because you never know what can happen. I mean, I know we've had some accidents before, so it's really good that you guys are doing that. I'm looking forward to your findings.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to say thank you. You know how I feel about you guys. I mean, you guys are doing a great job. I really admire you, you and your work and what you do. I have a question for you. Now, do you guys make recommendations like, let's say speed bumps, that kind of thing, when you see traffic going pretty fast?
We can infer that with Public Works. That's one of the keys we are working on right now, seeing what we can improve within the community to present to Public Works.
Thank you. That's all I have. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the information. So yeah, I thank you as well, but I also have some data for you guys and also some additional. Oh, wait a minute before I go. Let me make sure I don't forget about Mayor Pro Tem Cabrera. Mayor Pro Tem, let me go to you before I have my comments.
Thank you. Just want to thank you guys for your continued leadership. And I was wondering if you are including the cross, how do you call it? The areas where the students cross, particularly in, like I live close by Jack Francione, and I always see a lot of traffic going as fast as they can when people are crossing. Are you planning to include that in your plans and maybe even make recommendations?
Yes, that is a part of our project. We are looking at all those aspects and see what we can improve in those different situations. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. And thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. This is exciting. I think this is something that we battled with and have had discussions the past couple of years. So I just want to let you guys know that there's already some extensive data that has been done already. So that way, as you guys are doing your research, just so you know that there's already research that and data as part of the Safe Routes to School reports. There's a lot of pedestrian and driver safety data that's specific to Soledad. So make sure that you guys are looking at that data because it does have specific areas of the city that have been prioritized based on school locations, based on pedestrian safety. And so as you guys are diving into that, I think it's really important to be able to look at what's existing already. We also had several months ago as part of, I sit now also as part of my mayor duties on the Transportation Agency of Monterey County, which is TAMSI. They also look at pedestrian traffic data as well. And so the Vision Zero concept is also looking at pedestrian data for Soledad. So we had a workshop not too long ago, several months ago in the city. They also had a lot of data reflective of the city of Soledad, and it's pretty amazing. Not amazing, but it's a really powerful data to be able to provide to our residents those important tips about how important it is for drivers to be aware, right? Because there's a lot of different they don't call them accidents because we as drivers have the ability to be alert, right? And so they're not accidents. So the concept of Vision Zero is that we want to see zero fatalities because they're avoidable. So there's data already specific to Soledad under that plan. And then in terms of what you guys are doing with the pavement and looking at the striping, we've also as a council looked at pavement management index data. So that's including like our roads, where we fit into the different indexes. And I think we actually are not so bad compared to other cities. So although some people can say they are, but we're not as bad compared to other to other cities. But I think that's also another source of information that you guys can look at as well as you guys are compiling your research. So I think that's really important. And it's just really timely because as the Salinas Valley mayors, we had a meeting last Monday, and that was one of the topics of discussion that came from the Salinas mayor that was really concerned about some of the increase in traffic collisions in the city of Salinas because of distracted drivers. And they're looking at like what are the not the bicycles, but those
The like scooters?
the scooters, that they're having a lot of incidents with scooters. We haven't seen that, but I did ask in preparation for that, we're gonna do a press release as part of the Salinas Valley mayors about just making sure that people, especially during the holidays, every time, but during the holidays, to be aware of those traffic. Just be an alert driver, right? And I had gathered some data from our police chief. And so he said for us in Soledad for the past year, we've had 23 pedestrian bicycle collisions for this year, right? So for our size of our city, that's actually a lot too. So I just want to say thank you because all of this was pretty timely. When I saw your report, I said, oh my goodness, we've been working on this. So yeah, thank you for that. Look at the research. We have a lot of it that's going to help you as you're putting together the policies that you guys want to work on. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so with that, we'll move on to our next presentation, which is the Soledad Little League annual report. And we have Jessica's going to present the report.
Right. Good evening, Mayor and council members. As part of the city's facility use agreement with Soledad Little League, the organization is here this evening to provide its annual report on the 2025 season. The league continues to be a strong community partner, serving more than 140 youth this year across 5 age divisions with significant volunteer involvement and self-led maintenance contributions at Chester Aero Park and Gallardo Field 3, as well as the other 2 fields. Their report includes updates on participation, field usage, coordination with Public Works, and seasonal improvements completed by league volunteers. At this time, I'd like to welcome a representative from the Soledad Little League to the podium to present their report.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Emmanuel Trujillo. I'm the current president of Soledad Little League.
My name is Jeremy Ramirez. I'm the vice president of the Soledad Little League.
I'm here in behalf of Chris Camacho, the elected president for 2025. Below, I will provide the recap of the 2025. If any questions or comments, I could do my best to answer once I complete the recap. The board of directors consists of 9 members. Chris Camacho, president. Gabriel Zavala, vice president. Monica Orozco, secretary. Maria Camacho, treasurer. Jose Pimentel, player agent. Robert Ramirez, safety coordinator. Henry Tavares, coach coordinator. James Nichols, field equipment manager. Victor Panetta, board member. The season began as soon as 2024 season ended. They held the closing ceremony in July of 2024. Immediately held elections. The elections above, board members started planning on working on the 2025 season. Board of directors held their first 2025 season meeting in August of 2024. And their last board meeting was July 31st of 2025. A quick overview and recap. They had a total registrations of 144. Age range from 4 to 14 years old. T-ball, there's 4 teams. Farm, 4 teams. Minors, 2 teams. Majors, 2 teams. Juniors, 1 team. Total volunteer hours was 1,200 hours during the off season. They had 49 volunteers registered and as well as 50 plus residents that supported throughout the season. Consist of manager, coaches, team, parents, snack bar, field maintenance, and announcing scoreboard. Maintenance and improvements. August 2024 through July 25th of 2025, the board and volunteer maintenance fields were provided and safe playing field for the youth and ensure that the city provided the best fields experience for all local and visiting teams. Dugouts were sanded and stained. Field mix dirt, repair first base peg, replaced home base, pitcher rubber mount at the Chester Aero. Edged out and cleaned out warming track at Gallardo Field 3. Cleaned out snack bar and reorganized. Purchased a fridge for the snack bar. Placed new net in batting cages. Public Works. Ongoing relationship with Public Works, daily and weekly communication on anything needed or anything we completed. 2025 season concluded with no major issues. We had a great productive season, leaving the upcoming season in great position. During the season, they had opening and closing ceremony along with the fundraising where they had residents, family, business, and community leading step into the support. The local school support our practices needed and went above and beyond to support us with volunteers. Our league is true nonprofit, and without our city leaders, business, residents, and community, we will not be successful. We are looking forward for the 2026 season, and as we have handed off the league to the new board of directors, we are confident that we will continue to be successful, knowing that we have solid community support. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the report. So let me ask the council if there's any questions. So let me start with Councilmember Caldera, and then I'll work my way this way.
Actually, I do have a question. I know that you guys do fundraisers, right?
Correct.
Since it's a nonprofit, is that something you report to the city staff, or you guys don't have a report about that on that?
I don't believe we reported directly to the city, but we do keep track of
Keep a
all
track,
financials.
okay.
Yes, because we do like we are a new board. So Chris does have all the financials, which is he wrote up this for us, and it does go all in all of our transactions. But we do keep a file of all our transactions.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That's all.
And then our biggest fundraiser is the barbecue fundraiser.
Mhm.
We just do that about once a year. And that's
Cool.
the main one that brings in the most money for us, besides registration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions only or comments too?
Questions and comments.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to you all and to the board for stepping up to this. I know it's volunteer based and I think it's extremely important. I grew up playing for the Little League. I was not very good, but I see it's really important and impactful to a lot of our young kids, and it's a really good intervention and prevention type of programming for them. So yeah, kudos to you all.
Thank you. Councilwoman Morales?
You guys, thank you for the new board for stepping up. So I really want to say thank you. And also for Chris, for going to be behind the scenes and supporting you guys and, being out there as well. I'm excited. Just a quick question though. Are you guys planning to do something to promote registrations or anything of that matter? Like something special? I know that you guys gonna go somewhere.
We kind of just got started, so we're kind of late, we're kind of behind because
Yeah.
our president did leave. We were supposed to have a different president, so we are playing catch up. But
Right.
we did catch up with our registration process. Our website is up and running. We won't be in the parade, but we are gonna have an information table this weekend where we will be handing out stickers to the community and to the kids, and then along it also has a QR code for registration.
Sorry.
But as far as any other, from now to registration closes on the 16th of January, so there's not really too many other community events that we could sponsor at the moment.
Okay. And you are taking sponsorships from
Yes,
any, okay.
we are taking sponsorship
Okay.
at the moment. We have 5 locked in, but we are actively looking around, and especially in our local area.
Okay. Thank you. I have a few that I can give it to you because
Okay.
they're reaching.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. No.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem?
Hi, it will take a long time to thank all the people involved in this project, and this league has been active for years. I came to Soledad in 1986, and I remember I never participated. I was too old to be in that league, but my younger 3 brothers actually play in that. And a couple of my family members were coaches as well. So I know that there's coaches, there's you guys even have a player agent or something like that.
Yes.
All the volunteers, the clean, all the people, even the people that are on the scoreboard, everybody has a little bit of a contribution or a lot of contributions or time, money, and dedication. And I want to thank all of you guys for keeping alive this spirit. It's not just the game, it's a whole community getting together on Saturdays. I think you guys play mostly on Saturdays, right? And on the weekends and traveling to other locations to play. And I was there at the end of the last season, and seeing the faces of those little kids is just warms my heart. I played baseball for a long time when I was young, so I know how those guys feel when every time they play, and how their parents feel when they see their kids improving their skills and going further to another game. So thank you so much for all of you guys, and for the board, especially because you guys are the leaders in this league, and hope that this year brings a lot more young people and a lot more interest in our young population. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I want to echo the sentiments as well. I know my mother still has my brother's trophy when he played in the 1970s, right? I mean, it's been here forever. So he was part of the Yankees. She still has his trophy, and my boys were part of Little League. My husband coached as well. So obviously it's part of who we are in Soledad. So just, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for stepping up, first of all. And we want to recognize the board as well. I know they're not here, but we do have a certificate for them. So if you can please extend our gratitude, and I'll hand that over to them. And we want to make sure that we acknowledge their contributions as well. It takes a lot. We know that. And so we just want to say thank you. I do have just one quick question before I hand over the certificate. But you did mention in the report that there was an early discount. So the scholarships weren't necessary because of the early registration and discounts that were offered. So what is the early registration? Is a discount prices? Were that's
It's
significant?
generally about $20, but our fees are a lot lower compared to the rest of Monterey County. I believe Gonzales and everybody else is T-ball ranging for about $150 per participant. Ours is $80 with the early bird, and then it goes up to $100 regular. So we're well below. And then, I mean, if you go to Salinas and Farashi, they're charging $200 for T-ball, but it does increase above once you get into the older ages. We're trying to maintain it at lower, but it all depends on sponsorships and everything. It is our first year, and we're lucky the last board left us, we have funds in the bank to work with. So, and then we're hoping that with registrations, sponsorships, and fundraising, we'll be able to maintain our low prices.
Good. And then I know when I talked to when I had talked to
Chris?
no, I think it was Monica.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maybe Monica. I know that, I don't know if they submitted this to Public Works, but the sink and the concession stand, I know there were some issues with it.
I'm not sure. We're still getting we're still getting familiarized with all the stuff that we inherited as far as what's good, what's
Okay.
not, what's broken, what needs to be replaced.
Okay, so I just want to say out loud because they told me about it, and
Okay,
I don't
so
know if they ever submitted it because I had asked them to submit it. So
Yeah.
I just want to,
We're
Thank
still a
you.
little bit behind, and we're still need to
Yeah.
still go over certain things, and yeah.
Okay.
There is one thing though, District 9 is requiring us this year to provide AED on site. So we don't know if there's anything the city as far as maybe can help us source one or discounted
is it?
one. An AED, a defibrillator.
Oh, a
Yeah.
defibrillator.
Yeah, they're requiring it now this year, so that's gonna be one of our biggest expenses that we weren't expecting because it wasn't required last year and the years past. And average ranging is about 1,300 up to $2,000, maybe even more. But and then also all coaches will have to be CPR and AED certified this year and first aid. So I mean, some of us do have that. We coached other sports, but that's gonna be
big expense.
a big expense for us. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if there's any resources we can use through the city or anything we can look into, I mean, that'd be great. I mean, it would help
Okay.
us out a lot.
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I mean, it goes.
We'll look into it.
It's something that should be there, and then should be enough for both parks as long as we have it within our snack bar. Somewhere we can get to it pretty quick. And,
Okay.
I mean, it's a safety thing at the end.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you. Okay, so with no further questions, then I do want to make sure that we present the certificate. So we wanted to make sure we recognize the board, the old outgoing board. We won't say the old board, but the outgoing board. Just, obviously, as you had mentioned, just for having an amazing season. I know the kids went I mean, I know we wanted to have him here a couple of times, but they kept going and going and, to some of the different, the different, playoffs that they went. So I know they're doing a really great, amazing job, but just for, our gratitude obviously this is part of who we are. The fabric of Soledad has been always Little League, right? And just for the dedication and the partnership. So just please extend their gratitude on our behalf. So can we pause just for a little bit and make sure that we take a picture with you and just please extend that,
Thank
you know, the council's gratitude for all of their service. Thank you. Thank you for your patience as we're want to make sure that we congratulate and take some photos. So we are back now. So we'll move on to our next item on our agenda, which is our consent calendar. So for today, we actually have 15 items are on consent calendar. So let me take it out first to any member of the public that is here with us that wish to pull any items from the consent calendar for discussion or comment. Do we have any members? And Diego, they kicked me out. I got kicked out again from, let me see if I can come back in.
I've got it. Internet. It kicked
Okay.
me out too.
No.
Internet.
Yeah, okay, I'm back in. So, okay, so any members of our public that are joining us here that wish to pull an item, that are joining us in our chambers, apologize, that are joining us in our chambers, wish to pull an item from the consent calendar for discussion or comment? Okay, seeing none, then I'll take it out to those that are joining us via Zoom that wish to pull an item for comment or question. Okay, seeing no hands raised, and I will bring it back to the council. If there's any members of the council that wish to pull an item from our consent calendar for comment or question. Okay, I do have an item. I have C10. I do have a addition or a question to see if we can add. Pull an item? You want to pull an item from the consent calendar? Hi. For the truck stop, that is C12?
Yes.
Okay,
So,
C12, yes.
yeah, we're work for a local business here, La Small, here in Soledad, but we do have concerns about just the infrastructure for the city here, not having
So,
just enough entrances and exits, you know, we are considering.
so let me pull it first and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Okay, so then you can make your comment, okay?
Not
Yeah,
with
so-
this work, so
Yeah, no, thank you. So you pulled it. So first what we're gonna do is we're pulling the items. Like, so, I pulled yours already, so then I'm gonna ask the council, or I'm gonna continue with any other, members of the public that want to, pull another item, and then I'll come back, and then we'll start asking like the members that pulled the item to come to speak. And then I'll call you up for C12, okay? Okay, so C12, I pulled C10. Any other members of the public? Let me just finish with members of the public that wish to pull an item on the consent calendar, just so I can finalize that. None here. Let me just finalize it one more time for those that are joining us via Zoom. Any other members of the public via Zoom, since I opened it up again? Okay, seeing none, then council, coming back to council. Any one want to wish to pull an item on the consent calendar?
For comment from me, 15
Comment, so we're not gonna pull it, it's just gonna be a comment.
and question then,
So you have a question or a
Yep.
comment?
question.
Okay, question on C15. Okay, and I'm not gonna pull this, but I just want to make a comment on C13. Like, I'm not gonna pull it.
I have a clarifying question, Chair.
Mhm.
Are we not doing the voting and then doing the comments and then are we pulling items for a separate vote, or are we just making comments for those?
No, so my understanding is that we are gonna, only the items that we have questions, we're gonna pull. Everything else we're gonna approve, and then we can do the questions. But we're not, I mean, if we have, we have comments, we're still gonna approve them.
Okay.
But we just make comments on those, but we don't have to pause for approval because we can approve them, we just make comments
Yeah,
after.
you can make the comments, you get a motion to approve the consent calendar,
Mhm.
second it, and then comment on item 13, comment on item 14 before the actual vote takes place.
So if we do a motion where, for example, we would motion to approve all consent items, and then we would have conversations for those that we pulled for question.
Not, those will be handled separately.
Separately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so we are going back to original.
Items that have been pulled for question or substantive discussion, those are going to be handled separately.
Got it. Okay.
The other ones, yeah, okay.
Okay, so we have then a motion, if I can get a motion to approve all other items with the exception of C10 and C15.
And
So moved.
Well,
And see,
Oh, sorry, and C12.
I motion to approve consent items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 13, 14.
second,
Okay, I have a motion on the floor.
now do you want to make your comment on item C13?
Yes, my comment on C13. This is on the professional services agreement with EMC and the Almond Acres subdivision. And just my comment on this is I know that we've had this project before us several times now, and I just want to just my comment is as we move forward with the project for staff is making sure that we have the bandwidth. I know it's at EMC, but just making sure that we have the capacity, whether it be with EMC or with our planning staff, to ensure that these projects are able to move forward. I'm not sure whether it's a developer or, whether it's our team, but just because it's been in the works for a while, it's important to make sure that these projects are progressing as expeditiously as possible. So just wanting to make sure that we look at the bandwidth that the city has and ensuring that we have the capacity to push these projects forward as soon as we can, as fast as we can, given the developers' capacity. That's my comment. Thank you. Okay. So with that, then we will,
You have a first and
we
second?
have a first and a second, and we can do roll call, please. Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Fernando Cabrera.
I think he's on mute.
I think he's on mute. Yeah.
Mayor, you're
There you
on
go.
mute. Mayor,
Is
come on.
that for me? Yes.
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 Yes. Okay.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so motion carries unanimously. So we will move then to item C10. And I pulled this item C10, and Jessica, first of all, thank you for moving that forward and for working quickly to submit that application. Really appreciate that. My only comment on that is, can we add to the application? I don't know if it's too late, but can we also include our veterans? I know most of the veterans are seniors anyways, but is there language that we can include as part of the application? Add the language, seniors and veterans?
Yeah, I mean, I can see how that would work in there. This is the third year that we are applying for this grant. Each year after we have been denied it, we have met with the organization, and their feedback has been that they're wanting us to focus on low income seniors and in having a consistent group through the year. So like we set 40 and then we keep it, and they need to be 100% low income seniors is the feedback that we've received.
Yeah.
So I could, but I don't necessarily want to muddy the waters in that we're finally I'm hoping fine tuning it to where we want to be.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you for that. I just wanted to add it if we could, only because most of them are seniors anyways, especially the group that we have here locally. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. We have a lot of veterans that are not seniors, but for at least the group that I was thinking about, but yeah, it's okay then. It's okay.
What we can do, and maybe instead of muddying the waters with the grant, but what we can do as part of our outreach is specifically work with the Legion and identify low-income seniors.
Yeah, I mean, if they fall within that bracket, then that definitely would be a good mesh.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep, no
That was
problem.
my comment. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Uh-huh.
Question. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, then I will go to item C12, and now here's where you can come up to the podium and then make your comment. Yeah, thank you for your patience. Yeah, you can come up to the podium. Yeah.
So we're kind of just looking it over and know that there's some plans for the city, and growth is always good, brings more money into the city and businesses and all that stuff. And I think that truck stop is all great, and whatever else, we want to expand, the more the merrier. But I think we're kind of lacking a little bit of infrastructure here, just on as far as exits and entrances go. I know there's only 2 here in town, and there's quite a pile up whenever there's work being done, like when there was on Front Street. There was people waiting up to an hour to be able to get out back just onto the highway, or whenever people are coming back in from traffic and stuff, that entrance there by the McDonald's gets backed up, and I know there's been some accidents and stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly how it works on budgets or how it goes, but I think just looking into it as the city's going to grow, I think there has to be some more entrances and exits, and possibly a boulevard, maybe through getting access to Mets. I know that just the way that the city is laid out kind of has a lot of ins and outs. You don't really have any straight streets that take you from the back roads up to the main street. And I think, yeah, that's about all I wanted to make a comment on, was that I think we could use a little bit of work to be able to accept that new business and new businesses to come. And that's about it.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Through the chair, I might suggest that the gentleman provide his contact information to Ariana, who's in the back,
so that we can keep him updated as this project moves along.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and can we just, I just want to state too, and I know under the comments, we usually don't give feedback, but I just want to let you know as well. I know that that's something that we have been looking at in terms of other exits and entrances, and we had the Pinnacles Parkway project that had been in the works for many years, and as a council, I know it's important. We've been looking at other strategic ways to be able to get people in and out of the city. Because we know that as part of, I mean, most of us, I think, grew up here, and we know that as part of an emergency response, that we only have one way in and one way out, and we need to figure out other exit points, especially as the city grows. So I appreciate the comment. Yeah. Okay, so with that, then we will move on to item C15.
That was me. The reason why I pulled the resolution for the annual Our Lady of Guadalupe processions is I don't see anyone representing the Catholic Church, but I wanted to just to question if there's on top of our police department, is there going to be more volunteers for the church to have that traffic control? Because I participate every year because I walk it, and my concern, you know, which you guys are going to be there, but my concern is that we should have more volunteers with the Catholic Church, because we stretch out the whole street, and that was never their intention. It was like just to keep half of the street because of in and outs. So my question is, can we reach out to, I don't know who's heading the committee, to get more volunteers to have more vests available, because they don't have vests in the morning, and they do have some flashlights. But my concern is people need to just pay attention to them, but they're not. You know, yes, you guys are going to be visible, but I would encourage and ask if we can have more volunteers to have that traffic control, so that way it'll assist you guys. You know, because it's a long route. You know, I'm always there every year and I see it.
Through the
So,
chair.
I wish someone was here for the Catholic Church to answer me.
Through the chair.
Yeah, council member, Mayor Pro Tem, can we hold on? Let me just wait till till she finishes. Okay, hold on.
I did want to answer your question.
Yeah, hold on, Mayor Pro Tem, that I know Megan wanted to say something, and then I'll go to you.
Yeah, and through the chair, and I know we have our acting and lieutenant there to also add to this, but this year we're doing it differently to actually create maximum safety, which is a full road closure. In the past, we've had a rolling procession, but to, I think, create a safer environment. So it will operate a bit differently than it has in the past. It will be a full closure to ensure. And that was the chief's desire, Chief Valenzuela's desire, to have it in that manner to ensure maximum safety. And the church is not here because it's a consent item, and they have been responsive and have assured us of, you know, volunteers and so forth. But the direction that we're going into is to create a much safer situation where you won't need quite the same level of traffic control. And I don't know if either of our lieutenants wanted to add anything.
First and foremost, good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council members, members of the public. Yeah, so this was brought to our attention during this procession. There's 15 intersections that are going to need to be blocked. And unfortunately, in today's times, we're seeing it far too often where there's motorists that plow into crowds of people. So our priority and main concern is citizens here in Soledad. So that is why the chief is requesting that we do this road closure to ensure safety for everyone. Again, it's unfortunate, but we see it far too often. It's becoming common and a norm for this to happen. So we're going to play on the side of caution and ensure that PD, along with members of the church, are there to ensure safety. To talking about the vests, we do have some reflective vests, so we can gladly coordinate with the church and ensuring that we provide those out, and maximum safety is our goal. And then Lieutenant Ariola, if you'd like to add anything.
No, I think you've covered all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
Yeah, I wanted to add that in this procession, they usually have all the members of the organization called Guadalupanos. So all of them participate, and you don't see them, but they always go in the on the sides of the people. They do not have a vest, so that's what I was gonna suggest. Maybe talk to them. One of my neighbors is actually a participant of is a member of that organization. So I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow so that he can convey the idea that they can wear some sort of vest so that they can identify themselves. But usually people know all of them, and they form themselves along the edge and on the side of the street, and they're regulating people. But it would be a great idea to have the vest so that motorists or people in cars can see them and understand what they're doing. Yeah, but there is also the small communities that participate in the whole event. So they do have volunteers. Just let's try to connect with them so that they can wear a vest or some shirt that indicates that they are leading the process.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so if no other questions, so then can I get a motion to accept items C10, C12, and C15?
So moved.
My motion.
Okay, so I have a motion, a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Velasquez,
Yes.
Mayor
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes unanimously. Okay. Okay, great, thank you. So we'll move on next to we'll move on now to our next item, which is our public hearing. So today we'll receive a staff report, we'll open the public hearing, and then we'll close the public hearing. And then the council will take action, and this is a waiver of reading, adoption, and read by title only of ordinance 779, an ordinance of the city council of the city of Soledad, repealing chapter 15.08 of the Soledad Municipal Code entitled Adoption of California Building Code and adopting new chapter 15.08 entitled Adoption of California Building Code and adopting by reference the 2025 California Building Standards Code, Title 24, California Code of Regulations, Parts 1 through 12, the 1997 Uniform Code for the Abatement of Dangerous Buildings, and the 2024 International Property Maintenance Code. So I will turn this over to Ariana for the staff report.
Good afternoon, Council. Ariana Mora, Senior Planner with the City of Soledad. I'll be doing a brief presentation of the staff report and going through the presentation slides that was provided to you all in the agenda packet. But also we do have our building official through our consultant services through 4Leaf, Minnie Arredondo. And then we also have our fire marshal through our 4Leaf contract services, Jim Thompson, in case there's any technical questions on the proposed amendments that can be directed to them after the presentation. So really briefly, what is the building code cycle? The building code cycle is where the California updates its building standards code Title 24 on a regular basis through a 3-year cycle. Each cycle issues a completely different revised set of regulations adopted by the Building Standards Commission, the California Building Standard Commission, which is known as the CBSC. And it updates to ensure modern safety, energy standards, alignment with new state laws, and consistency across cities and counties. For this hearing, and this is the second hearing for this ordinance, the first was done in November 17th, I believe, if I got the date correct. The previous council meeting. And as noted at that time during the staff, with the staff report, staff recommends to adopt the ordinance number 779 as presented, or with any minor adjustments on the proposed language or clarifications. But just as a reminder, amendments must not be less restrictive than the state. Therefore, because this is a state mandate, therefore this these proposed amendments will be effective as of January 1st, 2026.
I think there's your screen that's blocking.
I don't see that on my screen.
Oh, okay.
Upon approval of the proposed amendments, we are required to submit to the California State Building the Standards Commission for them to review also those amendments. Just to clarify, based on the conversation of the previous meeting, these are some key terms to define. That way, some of the proposed amendments can be a little clear. The building official is responsible for administrating and enforcement construction regulations within a jurisdiction. So they do review and issue building permits, interpret and apply building regulations, and they're also in charge of enforcement of those building standards and codes. As I mentioned, Minera Redondo with Four Leaf is currently in contract with us to provide those services and enforcement. We also have a fire marshal in contract through Four Leaf. That is the highest authority in fire prevention division. They lead enforcement on the fire code, reviews and approves fire permits, hazardous materials, fire protection systems, and similar and similar to the building official, they also inspect and provide enforcement on the fire code. One point to clarify is who and what is the fire code official. This is a broad term that refers to any person of authority to enforce the fire code, which is what is being referenced through the ordinance. Therefore, whoever is able to interpret the scenario, they can make a call. So in our case, we have something a little maybe unique for Soledad, where we have a contract fire marshal, but then we also have a fire chief, which is Jason Luckenbach, who's the executive leader of the fire department and sets strategic direction for fire protection and emergency response and community safety. So fire code official in the proposed amendments makes it a broad term so that whoever has a better authority or is able to make a better call based on this existing situation gives that broad term and direction. And to summarize the proposed building code updates, one main thing is the local implementation of the building code. Various code updates and majority of them are carried over from the existing Soledad provisions, aligned with the Monterey County jurisdictions. And before we brought it forward and to the first hearing, we did review this with the fire chief, fire marshal, and the building official. The proposed codes are 12 parts of the Title 24 being amended, which incorporates the International Building, Residential, and Fire Codes, National Electrical Code, Uniform Plumbing, and Mechanical Code. And if you have any specific questions on those, again, our consultants are online to answer those questions. And at last, the proposed codes are providing statewide policy priorities, mostly to elevate the commitment for fire and life safety, due to events passing in the state of California due to the wildfires and things like of similar nature, accessibility and Department of Justice compliance, and then also seismic safety and earthquake resilience, as we've described in the past meeting. Additionally, energy efficiency. As you know, California continues to be a national leadership in energy policy. Therefore, a lot of the amendments are being reflected on that. Key changes is home and businesses may now be fully electric, higher efficiency standards for HVAC systems, new non-residential energy requirements, new housing required to be battery storage ready. Then there is an update to the Wild Urban Interface Code, which consolidates wildfire related standards and improves clarity on enforcement and consistency. But most of the proposed amendments in Ordinance 779 refer to the fire code. Again, due to the recent past events, they're recommending changes to maintain high fire protection standards. And then it's continuing to require fire sprinklers in new commercial and residential occupancies, and it's consistent with other jurisdictions throughout Monterey County as well. As mentioned, the ordinance was first presented to the council on November 19, 2025. There are a few questions that council directed us to come back and clarify. One of the items was regarding fees. No new fees are being proposed through this ordinance. It's always reviewed and approved through our master fee schedule. So that's a point of clarification there. The other one was regarding agricultural bird bombs, where in consultation with Jason, our fire chief, the city doesn't issue those permits. Outside of city limit, CAL FIRE issues the fire permits associated with that. However, there's different levels where you have to consult with the Monterey Bay Area Resource District, and then also the California Fish and Wildlife. However, if there's any noise complaints, which was one of the council's concerns last meeting, those are directed through the Agricultural Commissioner's Office. Another point to clarify is regarding the solar panel requirements, where fire code deletes the state exemption, or sorry, a point to clarify there. And Minnie might be able to clarify a little bit more, but it's the building code is still enforcing those panels, solar panel requirements. So it doesn't remove it entirely from the building code. I think it's a clarification that maybe Minnie can help on that. But another added thing to the ordinance was a severity clause, which ensures that the ordinance remains valid if state rejects individual amendments. And to conclude the presentation for the adoption, staff is proposing approval or recommending approval as presented or with any minor adjustments to the proposed ordinance, and allow us to submit to the CSBC for implementation and adoption, formal adoption. That concludes my end of the presentation, but as I mentioned, technical questions can be addressed through our consultants online.
Thank you, Ariana, and thank you for providing those clarifications as well. So let me go ahead and open up the public hearing. So at this time, I will open the public hearing at 7:18. So let me take it out to the public. So if any members of the public that are joining us here in our chambers have any comments or questions in regards to ordinance number 779. Okay, seeing none, then let me take it out to those that are joining us via Zoom, and my internet's still acting up. So Diego, do we see any members of the public that have any questions or comments in ordinance 779? Okay, seeing none, then I will now close the public comment. I will close the public hearing at 7:18. Sorry, that was a little loud. And I will bring it back to the council to see if there's any questions or comments. And let me start with Councilmember Caldera.
I actually don't have any questions. I just wanted to clarify for our residents that this is a mandate from the state, and regardless, we need to adopt it either way, you know, for our safety, for our resident safety. So.
Thank you, Councilmember Anselmo Sanchez.
None.
Okay, Councilwoman Manuelas. Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Cabrera.
Yes, I do have a question. Hold on, let me go back to my notes. With respect, it's on the previous, if you go back, one more. In this one, I see that we are in key changes, under key changes, homes and business might be now full electric. And two things. The first thing might not be related, but I want to say it because houses around my block that were built before the developers started building those houses with air conditioning. Somehow, and this is what I heard, I'm not sure that it's completely true, but somehow somebody told the developer that it was not too hot in this area, so that it was not necessary to add that. Those items were included in the prices when they started selling them. And then at the end, the last houses that were built end up with no air conditioning. So I was wondering, first, if we're gonna change, like we have to change it, but can we make sure that whenever we build something, we build houses, that the codes and everything that is included with the houses are equally distributed, that they don't avoid things at the end. And the second thing is that we have a lot of houses that were built not under this new view. We have a lot of people that have solar panels in Soledad. I do have a solar panel, and I try to buy an electric stove for my house. It turns out that if I wanted to have a plug-in for that stove, it will cost me almost $3,000 to put it. Is there any type of government program that will help people? I'm not asking just for myself. I already buy one with gas. But if anybody else in town wants to use more electrical stuff, refrigerator, or anything, even here, water heaters, is there any way that we can find a program that will help them with at least half of the money that they can spend, so that they can upgrade their houses and be able to plug those I don't remember the word I'm looking for the electronics in the house, so they can be able to purchase those. Am I making sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that may be a question not for
still a bit
for the
not entirely there, but am I making
Those are more
sense of that?
Energy efficient appliances, more.
Yeah, and I think to clarify on the first point, so the building code gets applied for any new work being done, that is issued through the building department. So those specific requirements would be applied through there. And if different work was done at different time where different building codes were implemented, it could be different. When it comes to the second part of your question regarding energy programs, we can look in to see what partnerships we have and provide outreach to those that are inquiring, and provide resources. But I don't know if we can necessarily do something with that. But other than the outreach and connecting it with maybe
That's
other
plenty.
organizations.
Yeah, no, that's plenty for now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ariana. And just for clarification, in terms of the new building code updates, I mean, that's coming into fruition the beginning of January. So all of those energy efficiency standards, including the new housing required to be battery storage ready, which obviously we've heard. I mean, all of those requirements, once there's housing developments, all of that has to go through the permitting process, and that all will be part of that development permitting process as they're coming to the city. Correct?
Yeah, and if there's any clarifications of it, whether some specific work needs a permit or not,
they can come to the building counter or call our building line, and we can provide them a reference or a question, give them some input of those requirements.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And I think for me, thank you for addressing all of the questions that I had last time. I know I had a list of questions. So I just want to say thank you for going back and updating those and providing those questions to the comments that I had. So I don't have any additional comments at this time, other than thank you, Minnie, for taking those questions and bringing back the questions that I had specifically. So I appreciate it. Jim, appreciate you being here. I think last council, yeah, I had a lot more questions than I had this time. I think I asked all my questions last time. So thank you for being here. So with that, council, if there is no questions or comments, then I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
To approve ordinance number 779. I have a first
Second.
and a motion on the floor. So with that, Darlene, did you get the first and the second? Okay, perfect. So if we can get a roll call, please.
Mayor Ana Velazquez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Fernando Cabrera,
Yes.
Councilmember Fernando Ansaldo Sanchez,
Aye.
Councilmember Enrisa Benuelos,
Yes.
Councilmember Ben Caldera.
Yes.
Okay, so motion passes unanimously, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Ariana, for the presentation, and thank you, Minnie, and thank you, Jim, for joining us here tonight. Thank you. Okay, council, so with that, we'll move on to our next item of business, which is our council report. So I need to get my report because it's on my desktop.
Oh, through the
Oh.
through the chair, we're having some. I know we're trying
lot
to
of
keep.
technical issues.
Yeah, today.
Yeah, that's fine. But before you put the timer, I just want to remind the council as we're doing our mayor's reports and our council reports, just on the reports, just if we can just really look at the committees, activities, events that we attend as part of our official capacity as council members and as a mayor and the council members that we attend as part of our official capacity as council members. If we can report on those, I think those are the critical ones, at least for our community, to be able to hear first is any of those events that we attend, that we are there as part of our official capacity as city council members, in attendance as part of our representation as city council, official city council members for the city of Soledad. Okay, so with that, you can time me. Okay, so on Thursday, the 21st, I met with Dolores Ramirez from the Breathe California Clean Air Center project. They received funding to purchase some air purifiers that are going to be used to create clean air centers that are open to the public and provide clean air in case of smoke. I know that Soledad has seen, I would like to see how we can get one of those air purifiers here in our city. We've had wildfire smokes that we've seen before in the past, especially in the Arroyo Seco fires, San Garcia Mountain Range, the River Fire, Carmel Fire, the Dolan Fire in the past. In 2020, I know we had some significant fires. So wanting to make sure that we provide some discussion at a later point on that. On the 22nd of November, I attended the San Andreas Regional event at our park. And along with our Soledad Community Center on our Superhero Day. So just want to say thank you to our recreation team and other nonprofit agencies who showed up and provided resources to our community. Thank you for the collaboration and all of our South County cities. Hopefully we have more South County cities next year joining us, bringing their families to take advantage of the resources and the backpack giveaway on that day. On the 22nd, on the same day, I also attended the Blind and Visually Impaired Fall Center Gala and Fundraiser. I was asked to be the MC, which was a really fun event. But more than that, it's a center that's been providing services to our blind and visually impaired families since 1971. the center is extending a lot of services to our families here in Soledad and in South County. They're hosting a lot of meetings here with a lot of our families that need services. So I'd like to make sure that we include them also as part of our local resources and invite them to attend the events that we have here locally, as they do have a large group of families here in Soledad that need the resources. And then on the 24th of November, I attended the Salinas Valley Mayor's meeting hosted in the city of Salinas. And I did talk about the highlights, just focus on the pedestrian traffic fatalities. We will be putting together a press release focused on some of those, how do we really deter some of the pedestrian collisions that we're seeing. So just want to say thank you to our youth that are really focusing on that as well. And then I also, last week, I also was contacted by Maria from the San Benito Farmers Group, who would like to support our families here locally, delivering 100 boxes of organic vegetables in December. So we're going to be talking to them tomorrow to look at how we coordinate that, more details forthcoming on that. On the 29th, which was Small Business Saturday, I did shop local. I purchased our family Christmas tree at Ace Hardware, and also got our fur baby Bandit groomed locally with Jen at Positivity Clean. So thank you for everybody else at Shop Local. And then today I attended, let me just go a little bit further because today, this is my last one, but I did attend the TAMSI meeting today. There was a lot of highlights, but I do want to share this with the council because we did talk about one of the things that they approved, which I thought was pretty exciting today, was they approved, so the transportation agency adopted the regional transportation plan that happens every 4 years. And this is allocating of the federal funding for transportation projects in Monterey County. TAMSI prepares this with AMBAG. So our region, this is due in June in 2026, but the draft report is out there for review. But this identifies at least 7.9 billion in project funding for transportation projects for Monterey County region through 2050, which is really important for us to really advocate for those fundings. But the board also approved TAMSI to be part of a consortium with Caltrans Division of Aeronautics as part of a project that they're going to submit for an electric vehicle takeoff and landing, the eVTOL, which is a pilot project through an application that they're submitting to the Federal Aviation Administration on behalf of the American Air Advantage, which is a consortium with LA and Monterey and the Monterey Bay, which it includes the need in terms of the Olympics. That's part of the needs assessment. But this provides private public partners like Joby, Monterey DART, which is exciting because a lot of this stuff is happening here in our area. And it's exciting to be able to see this is a federal program and they're looking for 5 to 7 regions in the United States. So if Monterey and LA are able, if California is able to get one of these, one of these pilot programs, it's going to be really exciting to see all of that, how that really supports what we're doing here in the Monterey Bay region and really looking at that collaboration with the LA region. So I just wanted to share that with you all because I think there is a lot of excitement if California gets one of those pilot funding projects. So anyways, just thank you for allowing me to go a little bit beyond that, but I thought that was really exciting. Okay, so with that, I will turn it over to Councilmember Caldera.
Today, I don't have anything. I just wanted to, I just wanted to congratulate my neighbor, Pia Franchoni. She turned 100 years old.
Wow.
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
That's awesome. He has 100? Yes. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's amazing. And she still looks amazing.
She still wants to go everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's a firecracker. Great. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And happy birthday, Pia.
Yeah, so for me, just a couple things. So I was recently appointed to the Soledad Unified School District Citizen Bonds Oversight Committee.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I wanted just to take a moment to acknowledge our students and wish them good lucks to them as finals are approaching.
Thank you.
Okay, Darlene, can you let me know when I'm down to my last minute, please? Oh, it's working, okay.
Oh, good.
Okay. So, for November 20th, I attended Salinas Valley Recycle Board meeting. And then also I attended, the 26th, the superhero resource, and it was a great cause. Mayor Velasquez as well. I also representing the city of Soledad, I attended the Greenfield, Community Thanksgiving, give thanks, and it was a great turnout. I also, as part of my duty for the 24th, I actually donated turkeys on behalf of City Council Rachel from Greenfield. And I want to say thank you for allowing us to partnership together to do that and bring those turkeys to the Soledad Resource Office on the 24th. I was invited by Zeke Reyes and Crystal for their going away party on the 29th. And just to acknowledge them, I just thank you and just an acknowledgement on behalf of for the city as well. I did also have a briefing with Megan, and also part of my duty as well, the American Legion invited me to their gathering as well on Monday. And I also attended the listening session about the school safety at secondary schools at the Soledad High School yesterday. And that was a really insightful listening session. And I'm going to be the MC on the Aztec Cheer presentation tomorrow. And also I'm going to use this last minute and a half to recognize two ladies that have passed. Bertha Riojas. Bertha Riojas was a lifelong resident in Soledad and cherished pillar of her community, passed away peacefully on November 20th. And she and her husband, Raymond, had the business Riojas Market down the street, and I wanted to honor her. And then Hilaria de los Santos, she is my neighbor around the corner. She actually passed away, and she was 98 years old. 90 years old, so I wanted to honor her as well. She is beloved with many, many grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, and she passed peacefully in her home. So I want to just have a moment of silence for my last 35 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Cabrera.
Yes. Well, this is not really related to the city or my representation in the city, but I just want the city to know that in the past week, 10 days, I was in Mexico enjoying with family and going back to my roots. And I was not able to do anything, but I'm back and I'm going to start with MST meeting on Monday. And I would like for council member, the rest of my time for council member Bañuelos to share with the rest of the council and the city the news that you have prepared for Saturday.
Oh, okay. You want me to
For
share
the
that now?
For the MST
Yes.
surprise. So is that a surprise or should I?
Well, I can share it now. So
hold on. So you're giving up the rest of your time?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so we'll do it this time, but I think for next time, we just want to make sure we allot the time that's given. So
you want to just share it then?
yeah, I mean, you could do it this time, but I just want to make sure that we.
No, it's fine.
Do that. Yeah.
What is the problem that she can share? She has the details.
No, I'm just saying because because I don't want, because that's not the structure. So, but she can share it this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we wanted to reach out to MST because we have the trolley there. And I always wanted every year to have the MST trolley, but there was never effort in our committee for the Solidarity Christmas Parade Committee. So I reached out to Councilmember Cabrera, and he was able to help me pull some strings, connect to the CEO and the public relations. So we're able to have our MST trolley come and partner up and be part of the parade. So yeah.
Yay, great. Awesome. I heard they have an awesome trolley. So.
Yes, they do.
Good. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. So with that, then we'll move on to our next item, which is city manager's report.
Yeah, so I wanted to thank council for bearing with me between my vacation and illness. I did want to acknowledge Fran and Beatrice for doing an excellent job, and then also thank Mike and Darlene, who helped get the agenda out during my absence. So I definitely appreciate it. I'm definitely on the mend, so sorry about coming back on Wednesday and then being out on Monday due to illness, but I'm definitely feeling much better. So and I'm just now getting in to follow up on a lot of the things that I think you asked while I was away. I did want to just announce and remind, I'm sure everyone knows about it, but on Friday we have our Christmas tree lighting ceremony. It's starting at 5:30. Hope the public can attend. We'll have cookies and carolers, and it should be fun. Followed by our Christmas celebration and parade starting at 2 on Saturday. And I know the council will be in the parade, so that will be really nice. I also wanted to mention that our kiosk, our Narcan kiosk is should be installed on December 8th, and we have our ribbon cutting from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We do expect the Elsa from the health department will be there as well. So looking forward to that fun ceremony. And then I also wanted to mention our Cops Giving Tree on the 12th. If you're interested in participating, let me know. I think they're still looking for donations and potentially gifts for children. So if you're interested, reach out to me or Darlene, and we can hook you up with the police department. And then we have the Holly Jolly Christmas. So instead of cookies with Santa, we're doing something a little different on December 13th this year from 4 to 7. It's a family friendly event. So definitely invite anyone you know to participate. You don't have to register as we've had in the past. So if you know people who are interested in showing up at 4 at the community center, we'll have the event. There is a small cost associated to recoup our costs. And then lastly, I just wanted to commend staff, public works staff, community development staff, and the police department in working through the encampment encampment funding resolution grant. There's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of moving parts. Our construction has been delayed, unfortunately. We are trying to complete the project as quickly as possible hopefully by Christmas, but we'll see what we can do. But just if you are wanting to see the progress, just if you don't mind coordinating with us ahead of time, because it's there's a lot of moving parts, construction, things that pieces are moving, and I just want to make sure that we don't impede any construction. But anyhow, just coordinate with me, and happy to to give you guys a tour. I just know that that's happening and we're doing our best to try to keep everything on schedule. And thanks for being understanding. Our intention is to do a soft opening once everything is ready for the council, so you can see everything without people in it, because our kind of official ribbon cutting, our goal is to get people in there as quick as possible. So it's likely that people will be in there, you know, when we do our official ribbon cutting. So just know we'll have a like a non-media kind of invitation, and then we'll do the bigger ribbon cutting in January. So our goal is again to get people in there as soon as possible. So
Megan, can I add to that? I went to go deliver food to the encampment along with some residents here in Soledad, and Moises was there, so I kind of took a peek. So he showed me, and they look really, really nice.
yeah, things are coming along. It sometimes feels like one step forward, two steps back, but we actually have all of the units are now constructed except two, the two common spaces. So
Megan, as we're doing the soft opening, I think it's gonna be really critical. Can we invite the gal that we met from the governor's office, obviously because of the allocation through this county, but also I think the state funding for the encampment resolution funds, and then if we can also invite Senator Laird's off, Senator Laird.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I think the governor's office, whether they come or not, I think it's really important, and also Speaker Riva, especially because of the state's big push with the ERF funds. And so I think anyone from his office, and I think we have her name, and then I can see if there's someone else from the office, I can find out, but I think it's really important to be able to get someone from his office here.
Yeah,
again.
absolutely. We had them on our invitation list and we invited them, and then we had to pull back our invitation for December 16th. So
Okay.
we'll do that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on then to future agenda items, and I'll start with Councilwoman Bañuelos.
Future agenda items, possible more street lighting. I don't know, I should call it that way, or Megan?
So
yeah, so I just would request that council, when you're thinking about these future items, remember what we have on our strategic plan. So we do have that as a strategic plan objective, but it's gonna follow some of the, I think
The timeline.
it's like, that's
Okay.
the timeline.
And then also maybe those are like some of the budget items that we want to think about, part of our strategic
Yeah.
goals, but also as we get closer to the budget, those are the important things to look on our budget for our CIPs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Still
That's
none.
it. Is that okay? Councilmember Ansaldo Sanchez? Okay. Councilmember Caldera?
None.
No. Mayor Pro Tem Cabrera? Mayor Pro Tem Cabrera, do you have any?
No.
No. Okay. So I have one, Megan, and this is just in regards to some of the concerns with the flock camera contracts that the city of Santa Cruz had experienced with some of their compromise data sharing that happened. You were gone. But I want to see if we can review our contract, since we did approve the flock camera contracts back in 2024, to make sure that our agreements do not allow for any of the data that we collect to be shared by out-of-state agencies, which would be in violation of the California law. So as I said, this happened in Santa Cruz with their flock system. So they had to pause it. I don't know who their provider was. Hopefully it's not the same provider that we have. I know ours is an out-of-state from Atlanta, Georgia, which is Flock Group Inc. So I don't know if they have it. Ours is, we have 6 cameras. It's a 5-year contract. So I just want to make sure that there is a complete review of our contracts to make sure that we don't have any of that language in our contract.
Yeah, I did confirm with the police department, we do not. We are consistent with the state law and that it's my understanding that in the case of Santa Cruz and Capitola, that they enabled a outside agency outside of California law enforcement agencies to have access, and that's what triggered the national ability to access that data, but we are compliant and we do have language that it's only California law enforcement agencies consistent with state law.
Okay, so can you send me, because I did a really preliminary review of the contract, and I was looking at just a service suspension kind of like the language, but can you send that?
Sure.
So we can
sure.
see where that's in the contract, just to make sure. I mean, I know that was pretty scary and we want to make sure it doesn't impact us because
Yeah.
we do have a 5 years with this specific contract. So that was my only, my only concern.
Through the chair, if I may, I think I remember that we asked that question specifically, that if the information that we capture will be shared. And the representative, and I don't remember if it was the representative of the chief at that time, said that it was strictly not shareable, that the information will not be shared with anybody else outside the agency.
Yeah, so thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, but I don't remember asking that question back in May of 2024. So because this happened so recently with Santa Cruz, I mean, there's, 3 different types of agreements that we have. I just want to make sure that none of those had any of those languages and that we didn't, obviously that ours didn't have that, that we didn't share any of that data with out of state. So, yeah.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll provide the information back to council in an email. And then if there's an additional follow-up, once you receive that, just let me know and we can agendize it if necessary.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then my other thing is I had asked before, Megan, and I don't think it's necessarily an agenda item, but the overpass, and my only concern is because we approved this contract closure, but the bird netting and the overpass, there's still a lot of damage in that bird netting. I want to make sure, I don't know if we're still under the contractor warranty, but
yes,
we've approved it and it's still like, I know we paid a lot of money for it and it's really damaged.
Yeah, so we talked about it today, and Mike, our city attorney, is gonna look at the contract language and to see whether or not the warranty period has ended or if we still can get something from the contractor.
Okay, perfect. Those are the 2 things that I wanted to make sure we address. Okay, thank you. So if there is no additional items of discussion, then we adjourn this meeting at 7:53. Thank you. Thank you, council, and thank you everyone that joined us tonight.
Yay.
Thank you.
Night.